by the crown. They closed Marshall upon a glimmering town, and made the local people foot the bill. The local trades and workers' dance was meant for 12 long hours. They said we will not recognise the British Army's powers. The city is the people's, we reclaim it as ours. It never was and shall be never still. We are the Limericks Soviet. We answer only to the people's plea. We care no more for their martial law, when the British Army cares for you and me. Then the British Army cares for you and me. The printing workers labour through the darkness of the night to urge the population to resist the army's might. Within 2 hours the city walls proclaimed a general strike, and Limerick responded to the call. We in the thousands were paraded through the streets. The Irish Times was horrified and called for their defeat. But the people were in charge now, the army all released. They held the torch of freedom for us all. We are the Limericks Soviet. We answer only to the people's plea. We care no more for their martial law than the British Army cares for you and me. And the British Army cares for you and me. The Soviet of Limerick, it lasted to its long, forgotten revolution, overlooked by history's fall. Strong Cronin and his strike committees beat the national cause, in light of the path of justice for us all. We are the Limericks Soviet. We answer only to the people's plea. We care no more for their martial law, and the British Army cares for you and me. And the British Army cares for you and me. We are the Limericks Soviet. We answer only to the people's plea. We care no more for their martial law, and the British Army cares for you and me. And the British Army cares for you and me.
And the second song we're going to sing, because we don't actually have a lot of anti-royalty songs, is the song that workers the world over have sung for 150 years, the Internationale, with a new chorus. If you can read the words on the banner, join in with the chorus. Then comrades come rally, tell the royals face to face, the monarchy is outdated, people power must take its place. Then comrades come rally, this is the time and place, united in humanity, not monarchy or race. So the chorus comes 3 times after each verse. Hope you'll join in. And you're welcome to join in with the verses if you like as well. Our rise is coming from the stars, the rising hymns of war, for reason in remote hearts, and the gods against the age of wrath, now away with superstition, several masses arise, we'll change with the old conditions, and burn that just to win the pride. Then comrades to rally, tell the royal place you can.
outdated. Power must take its place. Then comrades of the rally, this is the time and place. United in humanity, not community or race. No savior I believe. And slightly I was wrong. Then tell the royals face to face. The monarchy's outdated. People power take its place. Then comrades are rally, and since the united in humanity, not monarchy or race. Among the daughters and the sons of God. Has had the rain, reached to blow in the just rain. But now, the spirit rain, the dawn breaks in the bright and home. And the royals face to face, the monarchy's outdated. Power must take its place. Then comrades of the rally, this is the time and place. United in humanity, not monarchy or race.
Thank you very much. If you'd like to join us, we could do with some more singers. We rehearse on a Monday night in New Cross. Please look for the website, strawberrythieveschorus.org.uk. Long live a republic! Down with the king!
Okay, we're coming up towards the end of Republic Day, and I just want to introduce you to someone who you've already heard from a few times, but she deserves her own introduction. Actor, campaigner, person of many things, author of course of some brilliant books, and great on TV arguing about the monarchy, and great on the podcast. It is Kelechi Okafor.
Thank you, I got my own introduction. Okay, I'm going to keep this short because you've been so kind to be with us all of today. And my real closing speech or thinking or meditation that I want to leave you with is this. And it's truly about the power of uncertainty and how maybe uncertainty is the beginning of liberation, because uncertainty offers us a curiosity as to what we actually want to do next. Oftentimes, when we speak about abolishing the monarchy, when we speak about even other aspects of society like defunding the police or rethinking prison systems, people say, but what would we do then? What would happen then? And what is so wrong with not knowing? I think it's a white supremacist heteropatriarchal construct and an indoctrination that we feel that we must know, that we must be certain before anything is done. We don't have any certainty in this life. Safety is an illusion. And we know that it's an illusion because it's sold to us in order to keep us repressed and oppressed. Maybe going towards something that's new for us doesn't necessarily feel safe, but it's possibly better than what we know now. So as a black British woman that was born in Nigeria and I came over to England at the age of 5, I know a lot about uncertainty, not knowing what my future was going to look like, but I managed to shape something that feels like a life, and essentially that is what I want for us all. So this conversation isn't so much about just abolishing the monarchy. To me, that is the floor, it is not the ceiling. We have to imagine beyond that. And so what I'm proposing might seem radical, but it's generative, that we choose ourselves. We are the real power. And so it is, quite frankly, an insanity that we would leave our power, we would leave our autonomy and our self-determination to archaic structures that do not have us in mind as they hoard our wealth. In 2015, Her Majesty's Treasury tweeted about abolishing the monarchy, and they just finished paying off the debt of abolishing the monarchy, abolishing slavery, and they finished paying off the debt of abolishing slavery. But what they failed to mention was that money was the money that they incurred for paying off the enslavers, not the enslaved. So to abolish the monarchy is to also do right by what we now know as the Commonwealth. There is nothing common about the wealth. The wealth has stayed with the royal family. It has stayed with an oppressive institution. When we think about how much we give to the royal family, I think it's ballooned to about £102 million. And then when we think about the Crown estate, it's about £16 billion in assets. So that's land, that's castles, and that's power. None of that comes to us. And I propose that if we were to take a fraction, just a fraction of that money, and we put it to something else, we could run standard universal basic income pilots across major cities in this country. We could try what it looks like to just give everybody something to start off with, and then they can build from there. If I say that to you and you go, oh, well, that means that people are going to be lazy and they're not going to work. Guess who else is lazy and not working? There are people who are sitting in palaces right now. Maybe we have earned it through years, through decades, through centuries of working and being in the coal mines and doing all of these things. Maybe we've earned the right to be lazy and not work, right? It is a travesty that we have been socialized to believe that people who are poor, it's by their own design, and we must vilify them for that, rather than looking at a system that would allow for that to happen in the first place. Why do we have a family that have palaces upon palaces, whilst we have people sleeping on the streets, and not because they want to? I would love it for John if John just saw that it was a lovely day and he said, you know what, I want to go and lie down outside. That's fine. But if John has to lie down outside because he's got nowhere else to be, because we don't have any more social housing, then that's the problem. And that's what we should be addressing. So when we talk about reparations, we're talking about reparations as we talk about abolishing the monarchy. When we bring it up, we're told that it's too complex. Let it go. We don't have to think about that. We do have to think about it. A conservative estimate says that it would cost 18 trillion to the Caribbean alone to pay reparations. But we've got to start from somewhere. We've got to divest in one way, shape, or form. How we are made to stay in this position in society is because we're told to look at this family. Look at this family. They're like your family. They're kicking each other's heads in and they're fighting at Christmas time just like your family. And I propose to you that that's a lie. You're not looking at a family, you are looking at a fantasy that maintains that you remain in a nightmare. So it is in our best interest to start thinking about something more. So I know that for myself, as a black British woman of Nigerian heritage, that I wasn't born to serve anybody, and neither were you. So I want to finish off today by saying that certainty hasn't gotten us very far. We certainly know that we don't have much. We certainly know that we deserve better. So I'm asking that all of us who gathered here today, that we walk into uncertainty together. Thank you so much. And now Graham's coming back to the stage for us all.
Right, we're just going to wrap up very shortly, but I just have a few other words about why we're here. Because we are going to win, as I said, and when we win, we will have a republic which is for you. And we know what we're going to get rid of. We know why we're going to get rid of it. We're going to abolish the monarchy because it is corrupt, it is undemocratic, and it is bad for Britain. And in this place, we will create that democratic republic, which you will all have a hand in creating, that we can all be proud of, because we would have all done the hard work to persuade people up and down the country that this is necessary, to persuade people to change their minds. And then one day we will all, wherever we live in the United Kingdom as it is now, go to the ballot box and cast our vote to abolish the monarchy. And in that evening we will watch the TV as the results come in, and the result will be a resounding yes to a republic, a yes to getting rid of the monarchy, and a yes to electing a head of state. And a few months later we'll go back to the ballot box and we will choose that head of state for the very first time. And on this square there will be screens much louder than this one, crowds much louder than this one, as we celebrate the inauguration of our very first elected head of state. One of us, chosen by us, for us, to serve us, the people of this country. Now, if you believe in equality, then a republic is for you. If you believe in democracy, a republic is for you. If you feel marginalised or excluded, a republic is for you. If you care about the environment, a republic is for you. If you believe in human rights, a republic is for you. Whether you are white, black, Asian, mixed heritage, a republic is for you. Whether you are lesbian, gay, bisexual, straight, trans, a republic is for you. If you are poor, disabled, sick, or elderly, a republic is for you. If you believe that a person's worth is not measured by the size of their bank account or the size of their Instagram following, then a republic is for you. Young or old, man or woman, academic or athlete, labourer or lecturer, a republic is for you. And the monarchy is a story about our past, but a republic is for you if you care about a more positive, better story for our future. A republic is for you if you want a better, fairer Britain. But a republic does not solve all of our problems, but it will rebalance power between Parliament, government and people. It will put the levers of power more firmly in your hands. A republic will make building that fairer Britain easier. And a republic is for you if you want to change the country for good. Thank you for coming to Republic Day 2025. If you've got a placard or flag, after me. We have been protesting all around the country. We're going to carry on shouting, "Not my king! Not 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 my king! Down with the crown! 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 Thank you everyone for coming to Republic Day 2025. We will be back in 2026. Find out more about us on the website. Find us on social media. Catch up with our podcast. Get our t-shirts. Get our protests. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell the people you work with. Tell everyone who will listen. But turn up the protests so we can personally tell Charles and William then we don't want them anymore. Thank you very much.
story predates Islam by thousands of years. Iran is a country of Cyrus the Great, the father of the nation, the cradle of civilization, of Darius the Great, of Xerxes, of Shapur the First, of Khosrow, of the Pahlavis who were Iran first, as Rumi, of Hafez, of Ferdowsi, of Omar Khayyam. Iranians don't speak Arabic, they speak Persian, known locally as Farsi. It's the Persian God, it's not the Arabian. Iran is a country rich in culture, in philosophy, in poetry. It's Nowruz, it's Yalda, it's not the culture.
By volunteers and classes of land in 100 countries around the world. You can find out more information on our leaflet.
هذه قرقرة Oh, sudah kayak gitu tinggal saya sebentar loh, warna ya kayak.
people like you who are vocal about this?
I'm glad that organisations like the Republic, exist, because I think people are scared to be vocal, because so much of our livelihood, so much of what we can do in terms of aspiration in this country is linked to respectability politics. So nobody would want to not many people would want to say something disparaging about the royal family. They wouldn't want to say anything disparaging about the monarchy. Fortunately for me, I work for myself in a whole sort of holistic capacity. So there's nobody that can fire me. There's nothing much that can be done to me. And that the illusion of danger is just that. It's an illusion that we think it will upend systems, it will overturn systems, and that we can't. Of course, we see harm happening everywhere. We see the price that people pay for revolution. But at some point, we've got to choose that over what we've currently got.
Are you quite outspoken about being a Republican in your everyday life, or do you feel like this is only like events like this that you can be quite outspoken?
I'm very outspoken in all manners of life, all aspects of life, because I just don't understand why we have a voice then. If we have a voice and we can use it, why are we not? Even if I don't agree with somebody's particular views on something, I still respect their right to have a voice to share that. And so for me, in my everyday life, I'm always speaking about the establishment. I'm rather anti-establishment because I'm pro the people. So having a day like today is wonderful to celebrate and to encourage more people to use their voice. But ultimately, I would do this if it was a Monday, if it was a Tuesday, if it was a Saturday, which the day is.
What's the main, I mean, you talked about it already, but what's the coming year today? What was your goal in terms of what you have in mind for people to remember of what you said and of you being on the stage? What's the main thing?
My main goal from today is really to show solidarity with the movement. I know that somebody with a platform like mine, is important where I show my solidarity, where I share my attention, and ultimately understanding that just because we agree on this doesn't necessarily mean that we'll agree on everything, but we have to have a start. If we're talking about true democracy, we're not always going to agree, but at least give the people the right to vote for the reality that they want to exist in. So the only thing really I would say I'd want people to remember from what I spoke about in my speech today is the power of uncertainty. We don't have to be certain about where we're going, we just have to choose to go. Because what is certain is that we can see oppression. Oppression has played out throughout centuries. So why don't we just try something different?
And do you believe in that the movement could be, do you think realistically it could be a republic?
Realistically speaking, I'm an astrology girly. Pluto's gone into Aquarius. It's going to be there for 20 years. I believe that, for those who don't understand Pluto, even sometimes they argue about whether it's a planet or not, represents power and obsession, death and rebirth within astrology. Aquarius represents the people, large groups of people, hopes, wishes, dreams, community, and the internet to a certain degree. I pretty much win at everything that I do. So if I put my heart and passion into a movement such as this, it's going to win, and I know that I will see the abolition of the monarchy in my lifetime.
And just last question, do you feel like there is people like from Nigerian or African backgrounds such as you who join the movement as well, or do you think it's not yet the case?
I think that Nigerians such as myself, West Africans such as myself, they might not particularly have joined the movement to abolish the monarchy just now, because I don't feel like some people see how it links. Not all people, because there are some people who obviously are anti-establishment, historically speaking. So they might not see it right now, but they will. And it requires people like myself and other people who might be inspired today to keep speaking about these things and to connect the dots with people. Because if you don't know how the dots connect, you can't see the bigger picture.
explain how the British family, royal family made money thanks to slavery? You have facts about this?
To me, why I'm so deeply invested in this is because I know how much money was made, not specifically, but how just the amount of wealth that's been amassed, not just by the royal family, but the elite of this country. And it's a history that they try to shy away from now. One of the first ships for the sole purpose of enslavement was sent out by Elizabeth I, you know, and so she had a vested interest in the enslavement of people like myself, and then wealth was built from there. So it is important for us to recognize these things. There are files that have been destroyed or they've been locked away because they would bring shame to the monarch based on the travesties that committed in the places that were colonized. Release the files so the average British person can see just what was done in their name and just what was done in the name of the monarchy. And then I believe that when we revisit this conversation about whether we should abolish the monarchy, the results might be different.
But I feel that King Charles did agreed on looking into slavery. Do you feel it's not enough or it's fake?
And so there is this illusion of the benevolent master with the amount of influence that Prince Charles, or King Charles rather, that he has. He talks about wanting to look into the family's links to slavery. You don't have to look very far. Look at the jewels in the crown. Look at all of the gold that they use when they have these ceremonies. The proof is right there. So what are we looking into? These things are performances. They're performances to keep us beholden to a future that will never come. That one day they might just decide through the goodness of their hearts to relinquish power. That's not going to happen. If you want power, you're going to have to take it.
So what are you waiting from the royal family? Are you waiting for apologies?
Did you say apology?
Apologies, yes, regarding slavery.
In terms of what I'm waiting for from the royal family, realistically speaking, I'm not waiting for much, but if I had a magic lamp that I could rub and I could get the exact things that I would want them to relinquish the wealth. Any wealth directly linked to the enslavement and the colonization of states and people, I would like them to relinquish that wealth, and we find that it would be pretty much most of it. And if that's not going to happen, if there's not a redistribution of wealth, especially to the estates that were colonized, then all we're doing is we're playing make-believe.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, it might.